Welcome back to the channel, everybody, and the Minnesota Twins franchise on MLB The Show 19 as we are getting into the second half of the season today as we sim through the All-Star break. No clue who really did well in the game because it doesn't show a box score, but we're going to continue on with the games that really matter this year as we are defending our World Series title. And we're currently in first place in the American League Central behind many standout players, both pitchers and position players. We're only 3 games up though on the Tigers as they have had a breakout campaign and we'll be seeing a lot of them here in the second half of the season. I also want to do a lot more simulating and keep the pace pretty quick as long as nothing dramatically changes. Like if we were to get a lot worse all of a sudden, then I might want to play some more games and slow it down. But we get through the first couple weeks post All-Star break, and we're mostly doing well, kind of playing 500 ball it seems. Here are some of the more impressive box scores as we beat Cleveland here 11-2 to further our advantage over them in the standings. Maxwell Fowler still on a tear, getting his 14th victory of the season. This time we fall to Cleveland 10-9, allowing 7 runs over the game's final 2 innings and blowing a 9-2 lead. We had some more games against the Tigers and were able to take care of these series. Here's a dominant 12-0 victory. Dallas Keuchel goes the distance, getting his 12th victory, and he's been really improving over the last month or so. I've considered for a while now making a roster move with Kevin Quackenbush, and as his struggles have continued and his success from a year ago has vanished, I think it's time to send him down, which I thought would be designating him for assignment. I had no idea though he actually has options left. All of them, apparently. So he's going down to AAA, and we're not replacing him with another pitcher. I feel that we have a good enough bullpen to go to a 7-man bullpen, and it's time finally to bring Ty Gonzalez up to the big leagues, and we're going to add some additional power to our bench and give us another option at designated hitter. Gonzalez has been destroying the ball down at AAA this season, hitting above 350 for much of it. He's hit 22 home runs, and it's time for him to finally make it up to the big leagues, and he'll make his major league debut today. There's one more thing I want to talk about though, and I want your feedback on this down below in the comments. We have some players eligible for contract extensions, and there's one key player, Byron Buxton, who is set to hit the open market if we don't re-sign him. I gave him a 4-year deal very early in the series, and now that patience has paid off, but keeping Buxton will now become very expensive. I'm cool paying $20.6 million a year, but it likely means that we're going to have to lose some players in the future. Mookie Betts won't be here long term most likely, and don't forget about Maxwell Fowler. Now, he's still got a lot of arbitration eligibility. We could sign him to a long-term deal to take care of some of that, but that's just another situation, and he's only going to get more expensive even in arbitration years. Gary Tadano's probably in that same category. We're a year away from Jorge Polanco hitting the open market. I don't anticipate wanting to sign him to a long-term deal as I can't sign everybody. Polanco's been struggling this year as well. He's batting 9th mostly these days. Here are our contract situations though. It gets more difficult as we have veterans plus these young players that are finally reaching their free agent years. So next episode, I'm planning to give Buxton the big deal, but no other main contracts until the off season. Probably going to give Maxwell Fowler at least another year of arbitration, unless we would be better off going with a long-term deal. But Max has been outstanding this year. Right now, he's first in the American League Cy Young voting, and today we have him on the mound. And again, we'll face the Detroit Tigers, a team we might see a lot of episodes of here down the stretch if this race stays close. But Max is looking for win 16 already. At this point, it'd be very disappointing if he doesn't find a way to reach 20. The Tigers are still without Miguel Cabrera, out with the broken forearm, but this is still a strong team that continues to win. So let's get into it. Alex Verdugo on the ground too short. Hit a home run in the last episode against us, and he'll ground out. Fowler gets a lot of these weak ground ball outs with his sinker, but this one from Nick Castellanos is going to sneak through for a base hit. They've had a lot of success this year with Daniel Murphy in the cleanup role as Fowler uses that sinker to find the bottom of the zone, and the big curveball just a bit offside. 2-2. That's strike 3 looking. Pinpoint accuracy on that slider. If you take a look at Fowler's ratings, he has excellent control of that pitch. We do get a favorable matchup in this game. Daniel Norris on the mound, the lefty with an ERA north of 5, and a lot of righty bats hoping to take advantage of that. So let's get it going. Here's Paul Goldschmidt, 0-1 with a drive into right, and it's hit right at Eddie Haynes for out number 2. Here's Miguel Sano, whose May struggles are now behind him, and that is over short, finding the gap as it gets cut off, and Sano has our first hit of the game. This is the most complete offense we've ever had in the series, and we have the best batting average in the American League. That'll bring up Yasiel Puig with a big swing on the changeup at the knees. Count evened up, and a breaking ball left up, hit to the gap, and that's getting down. Extra bases for Puig. Sano to third. He'll stop there, and the Twins have a scoring threat now to begin the day. And they have Byron Buxton up trying to take advantage of it. First pitch in the air to right. And Haynes over a few steps. He makes the catch. Twins leave 2 in scoring position. We'll take it into the second inning now. Here's Wilson Ramos, who did pretty well on that last episode, finding the gap twice, but they were both singles. This is hit hard to right, and Puig didn't even need to move. Here is Eddie Haynes batting, and on the first pitch, he's going out to left field. Betts has to go back for this one, but it's within range, and Fowler gets through the first 2 innings relatively easily. And now, the first at-bat in the career of Ty Gonzalez. I can't wait to see what kind of career he can put together. I've been very excited for this moment as he fouls off a high fastball. And another one. These are pitches you can drive. 1-2, and a curveball in the dirt. Maybe trying to do a bit much here in his first at-bat. It's a strikeout. And we'll move on. 1 down. Here is Gordon hitting .275 on the year, and he'll look at strike 3 at the knees. A fastball from Norris. Very good pitch. He gets another strikeout. So let's take it into the third inning now. And there's the curveball from Max. I've been liking that pitch more and more as I play more with him. It's a really good first strike pitch. He has excellent control. And then, of course, with 2 strikes, you can do all sorts of things with the big curveball. Max painting the corners. 0-2 to Jacoby Jones. Strike 3 on the slider. He's so good already and just 21 years old. Good first trip through the order, but the second trip, off to a tough start. It's deep to left field and gone. Jose Iglesias hits the long ball off Fowler. Tigers take the lead 1-0. Trying to get out of the inning afterwards, Verdugo with a sharp single sent to right field. Next up, Castellanos. He'll get another single, basically the same hit he had in the first inning. 3 straight reach for the Tigers. Now Murphy, he went around on the curveball. 0-1, and he will reach out and tap this one over to the right side. 2 left aboard for the Tigers, but they do get some solid hitting off of Fowler. We'll go bottom 3. Here's Jorge Polanco, and the struggles will continue, hitting just .223 and striking out there. Mookie Betts' second turn now, a line drive into center, and that gets down. Another hit for Minnesota. Now Goldschmidt trying to do something with Mookie Betts aboard, and he'll bounce it over to third base. Backhanded by Castellanos, and around the diamond to convert the double play. Inning over. Another slow start for Minnesota. Now Fowler trying to get things back on track, but this sinker is a bit low. This curveball also a bit low apparently. 2-0. Okay, I guess Fowler not able to find the strike zone. He's not far away, but a 4-pitch walk. A very frustrating one because those pitches were pretty good. So a runner aboard, and Ramos not offering on the curve. 2-2 from Fowler. And that one's hit hard through the left side, finding left field grass. 2 on, nobody down, and now it's Eddie Haynes. He'll go after the first pitch, sent to left field. They're loaded up now, and nobody down. Tigers with a chance to really get after Maxwell Fowler. We got to settle him down. This is not a normal start for him, And that'll bring up Joel Rocker. 0-1, it's hit hard, and Goldschmidt had some trouble with it. He'll step on first, but if he had played this cleanly, he could have gone home to at least get that out. Probably would have gotten the double play as well. But that little fumble right there cost him. So a run comes home, 2-0 Detroit, and still 2 in scoring position. That'll bring up the 9-hitter Jacoby Jones. And you can see Fowler trying to get him to chase with the base open. And Jones just looks at 4 out of the zone and walks to first. So Force is back in play everywhere, but it's Iglesias at bat. It's a bouncer to third base, going home first, and then O'Connor over to Goldschmidt. Double play. Twins get out of the jam, only allowing 1 more. But can they start getting some of their own off of Norris? There's a pitch up driven to center, and Sano normally crushes these over the fence. I'm surprised at the distance on that hit. Here's Buxton with 2 down. It's a soft line drive, gloved at short. Solid work from Daniel Norris as Fowler is the one struggling. Full count to Verdugo, he'll walk him. The walks are up this year for Fowler, but this is still way more than normal. Bouncer to the right side with the runner going, so another fortunate event there for the Tigers as they move a runner into scoring position. Here's Fowler able to find the zone, thankfully. 1-1, and changeup, not there. Apparently a small strike zone today. The 3-2 into center. Buxton over, and he trapped it. Here comes Verdugo. 3-0 Detroit. Everything just favoring the Tigers enough to make a difference. A drive to right center now from Ramos. Bouncing off the wall. Ramos held to a single just like last episode. And runners at the corners now for Eddie Haynes. Fowler tries to get ahead in the count with these low strikes, and they're just not there today. 3-1, walking another batter. I thought at this point it might be worth it to take him out, but kept him in to face Rocker. Bases loaded, hit hard to Sano, who bobbled it, recovers, and the throw in time. 3-0. Could have been a lot worse, could have been a lot better, but we got to score if we want to win anyway. Ty Gonzalez set to lead off the inning here for Minnesota. Norris on the first pitch has it grounded to second. And Gonzales for the second time is retired as a major leaguer. Minnesota just not doing much with the ball at all. Even these pitches up. We had the Sano fly ball. We get this pop up from Gordon. These are normally pitches we can do damage with. Now it's Justin O'Connor with a good changeup at the knees. That was one thing Norris did extremely well. When he pitched low, he kept it in the zone and forced us to swing. Here's Tyler Duffy now coming in for Maxwell Fowler, exiting after 5. Fowler threw a lot more curveballs in this game, so his energy did deplete a lot quicker than normal. Here's Iglesias again, and a drive out to left field. This one's going back, bats to the wall, and he hit it, but he didn't catch it. Iglesias to second and keeps going. Bats to third, too late. A triple now for Iglesias. Tigers have just 1 down. Verdugo with a curveball on the outside corner. 1-2. Another breaking ball hit hard to short. A run comes home, and it's now 4 consecutive innings the Tigers have scored. We'll go bottom 6. Norris only at 53 pitches. And finally we connect on one. Jorge Polanco way out to left field. Twins on the board at last. The whole first part of the game, he was careless with that fastball. We just couldn't drive it out. That time we get him to pay for it, and that's going to left center field. The slider crushed by Goldschmidt. Twins trying to rally back here in the 6th inning. With 1 away now, Miguel Sano's turn. And a big miss on the breaking ball. It would have been hard to not hit a homer on that. Here's another one hit hard, but it's right to third base. Good catch by Castellanos. And now it's Puig's turn with 2 away, as he fouls off a fastball and quickly falls behind. Here's a curveball in the dirt, and Ramos has to go after it. Goldschmidt up 90 feet now. 1-2 to Puig. That is fouled off. Good battle. Another 1-2. And going after one. Strike 3, and Ramos can't find it, and Puig is going to reach. The inning is not over after all. I've not seen that in the show before. But now the tying run represented by Buxton is up. He's hit 17 homers this season. The first pitch fouled off, a fastball high. Norris again able to get ahead in the count. And there's another one getting away from Ramos. And that is going to bring home Goldschmidt. It's 4-2. Another wild pitch. And now a 2-2 to Buxton. There's the curve from Norris. And the inning ends. But the Twins finally get on the board. We turn to lefty Tony Watson. And that is driven out to right center field. Puig to the wall looking up. It is gone. Detroit scores again. That time Casey Soltis. So again we trail by 3 as the Tigers turn to one of their top relievers. This is Rick Adamson as Gonzales waves at the curveball. 1-2. Another good pitch low. I've got to do a better job of sitting a little bit to actually make contact on those. Gordon next. Again, they nail the strike zone low. 0-2. That one fouled off. A good swing at least. So another one and inside for strike 3. Tough day here. A lot of strikeouts in the game, of course, for Minnesota. Trying to get it going, but unfortunately just could not sit back enough on some of those breaking balls. We'll go into the 8th. This is Jake Reed on the mound, able to get the strikeout of Rocker. And with 2 down, back to Iglesias. A homer and a triple, and now a drive to left center, and he's not going to reach it. Mookie Betts just a little short as Iglesias will hold at second, a single shy of the cycle. Castellanos with 2 on, drives it to right. 2 more left on base as the Twins get out of the top of inning number 8. Can they do anything with their remaining outs? Polanco helped us earlier. This is a fastball low. He works the count full and looks at a fastball way inside. So the leadoff batter does reach as we get back to the top of our order. Mookie Betts, 1-2. A bouncer left side, good stop. Castellanos got the out at second, and Betts beats the throw to first. Even the hard hit balls weren't doing enough for us. Goldschmidt next. There's a fastball missing high. He's able to get ahead as well. Betts goes, driven to right, and Betts has to hit the brakes and turn back. Fly out, 2 away. Still have plenty of power though. Here's Sano, and a drive pulled foul. 2 strikes again on Sano. Betts will go. That's too low. Betts in safely, stealing second. Can we get a base hit from Sano? He will hit it over to the right side, knocked down. Foot race to first, and Jimenez gets there ahead of Sano to send us to the 9th. Aaron Loup enters to face Daniel Murphy, and he will line this one left field, and Betts missed this one now. A line drive he had to reach down for. Buxton gathers it at the warning track. Another extra base hit for Detroit. Here's Soltis waving at one way out of the zone. Strike 3. And with 2 down, Eddie Haynes. Line drive, hooking foul. Working the count full. Haynes with a bouncer to the right side. And now, how do you get him to touch the bag? Come on, the animation took him over it. E3, I guess. Now runners at the corners. Rocker into center. In comes Buxton to glove it. But we're still down 3 and down to our last outs, facing a very good closer in Neil Kotz. So here's our last chance. Puig up first and a drive into right. This one not going deep enough. Out number 1. Next up, Buxton. Already behind 0-2 and behind the slider in there for strike 3. So it's all up to the rookie making his big league debut today. Under the lights in Target Field as he waves and misses on a slider. Could have really driven that one. That pitch as well, perhaps. But Gonzales strikes out. The game is over, and the Twins fall again to Detroit, who keep the lead very slim. We're about 4 games up right now, so if we go on any kind of losing streak, we've got to be careful with Detroit right behind us, and obviously they will get Miguel Cabrera back at some point here in the second half. I struck out way too much in this game, though. Just couldn't sit back on a lot of those pitches. A lot of them at or below the knees as well, so that didn't help. but I'll be playing some more this week to hopefully give you guys some better hitting episodes. I really wanted to give you guys some more from Ty Gonzalez. Like, the debut for him was supposed to be a big story of this game. Unfortunately, it was very nondescript, and going into his second game, there is a ground out. And then we have Gonzales up in the 6th, down 4-1, and he finally connected on one, but it's caught over at 3rd. In the 8th inning, behind the fastball, count evened up to apiece. And the slider again just below the strike zone. Detroit plays well again to secure the victory, and I believe they took this series as well. So I didn't think this would be the rivalry to watch this year, but it appears to be for real and something that could go the distance. I wanted to also talk about one more player. I've considered calling up Johnny Sandoval. Now I think next year he's basically a guarantee to make the roster. I think as at least a bench outfielder, he's very good for that role. He's hit around 300 this year and shown more power than we've ever seen from him. Here, nearly getting a grand slam to increase this lead a bit further. Sandoval's time will come. He'll definitely be on the roster in September after call-ups. But that'll bring us to the end of the episode. We're only 2 games up now on Detroit. And next episode, we get past the trade deadline. I don't anticipate making any moves, but it's also the deadline for contract extensions. So I like your feedback on if we should pay Buxton now or not. But I obviously intend to give him the $100 million contract. More Twins franchise coming your way soon, though. Really excited to keep this season going, and I do want to move it quick and closer to the postseason. So I will see you again with another episode here in just a couple days. So please leave a like if you had a good time today. Leave your feedback below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And I will see you again soon with more Minnesota Twins franchise. Have a great day, everybody.